In this video, we're going to talk about how to do some simple spiritual cleansings. All right, here to Pooh fam, peace and blessings. This is Derric Rakumore. If you didn't see the video regarding the part 1 of this video, I kind of recommend that you go see that and you go watch that. The reason why is because, like I said, the way in which I go in here and I approach dealing with spirits is different from what a lot of other people do. Okay, this is because, like I said, the Neteru from this Kemetic Congo path in which I have been, introduced to and taught, and what has been working, what I've had this experience of, the Neteru, okay, the Neteru, the Neters or Netchers, they're not gods and goddesses, okay? They are a host of spirits, all right? A host of spirits that are found in nature, that are found throughout the universe. And so dealing with them is a little bit different from dealing with other, divinities or so. In other traditions, okay? So like I said, if you haven't watched the first one, I highly recommend that you go ahead and you watch that. And if you got any questions, comments, or suggestions regarding that, feel free to drop me a line regarding that last video. But in this video, part 2 of this, what we're going to talk about is some actual spiritual cleansings. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump ahead and I'm going to assume that you already have an ancestral altar. And again, let me put this out there, because this is for individuals who are actually working with spirits, okay? If you are not working with spirits, you don't, you work with your ancestors and that's all you do, this is going to sound a little foreign. This is not going to, it might not connect with you, might not align with you. However, if you've been working, you got your ancestors, but you can feel and you can sense there's something else here, and you sense and you come across the fact that, okay, I got some spirit guides here as well. Once you go ahead, if you're making that connection, all right, then this video is for you, okay? Because like I said, this approach is, like I said, this is a Kemetic Congo approach. This is based upon the Congo people who were brought to North America. This is based upon how they interpret it. Okay, this is how my ancestors are. This is how my spirit guides and my ancestors have basically revealed it to me. This is how it has been working. And just real quick, just to let you know, I'll never forget. And I've had this happen several times. And this is how I know. This is not about believing. This is about knowing. Several times I've had individuals that, people who I was close with, who I was relatively close with, that made transition. And once they made transition, I went ahead, I took, I want to honor them. Okay. Want to go ahead and give them some light and everything. And like I said, this has happened not just one time. This has happened numerous times. All right. I go ahead and I take take their picture or take a image of them, a photo of them, or one of their belongings or so, and I take it and I put it on the ancestral altar. Okay, because hey, I'm thinking their ancestor. All of a sudden, I get this. Either, all of a sudden it's like I get this inspiration, or I get something, something doesn't feel right, okay? And I end up moving them or their image or whatever. It falls towards the Empu, okay? It falls towards the Empu altar, or, for those of you who don't know who Empu is, that's Anubis, okay, in Greek, all right? But it falls towards the Empu, all right? It stays with the Empu, okay? These images and everything, they stay with the Empu. Now, Metaphysically, you can go ahead and you read about Impu or so. Like I said, they'll tell you, archaeologists and historians, they'll tell you something completely different. Okay, they'll tell you, oh, this is this and this and this. All right, but they give you definitions. They give you, they're basically reading the script. They don't know. They're basically telling you something that they think or they believe. They're speculating. All right. I know that Impu is a psychopomp based upon that. All right. Also based upon that same interaction, those same things that have taken place. I also know that there's more than one Impu. All right. I also know that there's a host of Impus. All right. And again, I didn't read that anywhere. That just came from working with Impu. That came from working with my ancestors and working with my spirit guides, my ancestors, and Impu. All right. So this is the reason why, it was through this understanding that gave me this understanding that basically helped me to see, oh, this is what the Netru are. Okay. Oh, this is what ancestors and spirit guides, this is what they are. Oh, this is what the Pepu, the lower spirits. Oh, all right. Now, you might come across somebody else who practices Kemetic spirituality, and they're not going to say anything about that. They're probably going here and denying this. So be it. Okay. All I can tell you is this is what I know works for me. This is what I know works. This is what I've had experience with. And I know this is a Kemetic Congo thing. I know there's a connection. All right. So, assuming you already have an ancestor altar, okay? Or let me go ahead and say, whenever I go ahead, let me go ahead and tell you from my experience. Okay, so when I go ahead, I'm refreshing my glasses and everything. The first thing I do. So after my glasses, they've been washed, they've been cleaned. Let me go back a little bit further. Whenever I go ahead and I refresh my glasses for my ancestor altar, how about that? Okay. For my hetaku, whenever I'm going here and I refresh my glasses, I go ahead and I just use regular, dish detergent, soap, and water, but I add salt to it. Okay, I add some table salt to it. The reason why is because it changes the vibe of it. Okay, it definitely makes sure that there's no spiritual residue on those glasses. Okay, I've also noticed that when I go ahead and I add like a little bit of salt to the dishwater, once they go ahead and I take the glasses out, rinse them and everything, and let them dry, they seem to be a little bit, they seem to be a little bit crispy, like real clear. Okay, so after I go ahead and I do that, then I go ahead, lay my glasses out, and I, and I'm not going to go through the whole ritual aspect of it, such as the knocking on the on the altar and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go through all that, but first thing I do is go ahead, like I said, I lay my glasses out and everything, put them in their place, their respective places, and then I take some rum. Okay, I take some rum. I use Castillo. Okay, I can't get, what is it, the 121 proof. They only come out with that every now and then. But I use, Castillo. Okay, use whatever alcohol you want to use. I don't like using whiskey, because whiskey, it has a darker, it has a darker hue, and it stains the glasses, and I don't want that. Okay, so I always use, like I said, I use a white rum, and I, take a swig and I spray it on. First altar I go in here and I spray is usually my my Impu and my Harukotis. Okay, so I spray them first, then I go in here and I spray that rum on the ancestor altar, and then whatever other altars I have, I go in here and I spray those as well. Okay, spray that with the rum. All right. After I go ahead and I do that, then I'll take a cigar. Like I'll take this type of cigar. All right, and light it, and I make another offering. I offer the smoke to my impu, all right, or to the impus. So I go ahead and I blow smoke there, and blow the smoke on the impus as well as the Haruka and blow it on the ancestors, and like I said, any other altar that I have there as well. Okay. Now there's a couple of ways in which you can do this. You can go ahead and you can light this in, light the end of the cigar and then reverse it and then blow the smoke out this way. Or you can go ahead and you can just light it as normal, just light the cigar from this end and then go ahead and take puffs and then blow it out that way. Okay. It's to each his own, whichever way you feel comfortable. Either way, they're gonna, you're dealing with your spirits, they'll appreciate it. Okay. After I go ahead and I do that, then I'll come back and I will use this type of cigar and I offer the smoke to the Harukis. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm using two different cigars is, first of all, this cigar, this is come from experience, come from, from doing this for a little bit. This cigar basically is for the impus, and it is for the impus to open the way, for the impus to, open the way to different opportunities, make sure that I'm safe, and protected when working with spirits. Okay. This is very helpful because it sets the tone. It sets the tone of what type of altar I'm going to have. All right. And the thing I like about this, once you go ahead, when you spray that rum, when you spray and offer the smoke, it permeates throughout your, from your altar space and throughout your own, throughout your home. The other thing about this is that this is the way it's explained to me, this is a Native American thing, okay? Let me rephrase that. Native American and a Congo thing, okay? Because what's happening is that you're going ahead, when you take that smoke, you take that mouthful of smoke and then you blow it, you make that offering. It's your thoughts and prayers and everything that are actually being transmitted through the smoke, okay? So it's a way in which we, that's one of the ways in which we pray. That's one of the ways in which we enter into the spiritual realm. This cigar is offered to the Harukis, which are the warriors, mainly because, it's set so that they will go ahead and after Ampu goes ahead and opens, the Ampus open up the door. They protect you, open up those pathways and everything. It is the Harukis that go in and they start removing stuff. Okay, they start removing obstacles. All right. I've noticed in my household, I go ahead and I do this. It's like you'll see petty arguments. All of a sudden, they just come to an end. Things that could start off. You see people go ahead and they kind of change, and okay, we're not going. What's the point? So I've seen it work that way. All right. Again, the smoke, when you go ahead and you spray that rum and the smoke and everything, it permeates throughout the whole house. It's a different type of. It's a unique scent. But you can feel the protection. You can feel your spirits go ahead and they really like it. Why do you do it? It's to wake them up. Okay. I mean, it wakes them up. And that's part of the reason why I keep doing it, because it really wakes them up. All right. Let's see. I was going to say something else. They wanted me to tell you something else about that. Oh, this only works if you don't abuse tobacco. Okay, if you, for instance, and what I mean by that is, if you smoke on a regular, you might not want to do this. Okay, it might work, it might not. I don't know. Okay, but most of the, most people I know who I recommend that did this or do this little ritual, they don't smoke. I don't smoke. So it has that effect. And we can make that transition like that. We can go in here and we can work it that way. If you go in here and you try doing it this way and it doesn't work, you don't feel anything, then what I would suggest that you do is, instead of going ahead and just wanting it, just offer the cigar. Okay? They appreciate it either way. All right? You'll know when the cigar, when they have absorbed it, because you'll tell the cigar basically, just like everything else that you make an offering, it'll lose its life. It'll become dry and all that kind of dry and brittle and all that kind of stuff. And that's when you know, okay, well, time to replace it. For those of us who are going in here and you're lighting the cigar, once you go in here and you light the cigar, like I said, you offer the smoke to the spirits or so, just go in here and put this, put this at, give this one, like I said, to your impus, give this one to your haruktis. If you don't actually have a altar space for them, use an ashtray. Just go ahead and place an ashtray. Their spirits are everywhere. Even if you don't have an altar for them, they're still there. All right, they're still with you. They are walking with you. They're in you and outside of you. Okay. So when you go in here and you eventually get an altar space, then you can go ahead and you can do this as well. Okay, you can just place it there. All right. After I go in here and I do that, then the thing that I do is, some of my spirits, they like Florida water. Okay, Florida water, if you don't know, most of us know about Florida water. It is it's like the general purpose, spiritual cologne. All right. Why do I use spiritual colognes? I forgot to mention that. Why do I use the colognes instead of using oils? The oil stained. The oils are a little bit more. I like to use the oils for any type of meditation purposes, like if I'm gonna put it on my body. The colognes are a little bit cheaper. They're a little bit cheaper for the quantity, and they still have the the scent and everything. I just think they're a little bit more effective. Not more effective than oils, but a little bit more efficient. There you go. Okay. So like I said, Florida water is basically its general purpose. Back in the day, when people went ahead and they offered Florida water to the spirits, it was one of the colognes that they offered, not the only one. Okay. People have gotten lazy. All right. They just go ahead and they just offer Florida water, and that's not how the spirits roll. Our spirits used to really, they like the colognes. They like fragrances. Okay. They miss certain things. So that's why they liked it. All right. So like I said, Florida water is the one that a lot of people use. That's your general purpose. When I go in here and I offer it, I just go ahead. There's certain spirits that I have that they just want it sprinkled on them. That's all you have to do. Take your thumb, just go ahead and sprinkle it. Again, you're doing things based upon how you feel. Okay, don't let nobody come in here telling you something different. All right, you do it based upon how you feel. If you don't feel right, don't do it. Okay, if you feel it's right and you getting positive results, you getting desired results, it's all mine. Okay. So I use Florida water, like I said, sparingly. I don't really use it a whole lot. This because I only have a couple of spirits who actually like it. Most of the spirits that used to like it, they like this instead. This is Colonia 1800. Colonia 1800 is it's like Florida water, but to me, I think it's a little bit stronger. It has more of a bite, more of a punch. Has almost, the same kind of like floral kind of scent as Florida water, but more spunk to it. All right. My spirits seem to like that a lot better. They like that a little bit more so than Florida water. Okay. The tobacco 1800. Okay. As you can see, I got to get another bottle. I got some. I just got to fill it up. I got a bigger bottle or so, but this is a cologne that you'll find a lot of your a lot of the African, your African spirits and Native American spirits really enjoy. They really like that. Okay. Um, a lot of and when I'm saying the African, I'm saying the African spirits that were, brought here. Your papas, your mamas, your uncles, the uncle spirit, um, those individuals, the auntie spirits. Okay, they like that. They like because they used to, back in the day, folks used to go here and they used to chew tobacco. Um, and I'm not talking about the snuff. Not that shredded tobacco. I'm talking about the raw cut, raw uncut leaf. They used to chew that, and for whatever reason, they really like that. Okay, so like I said, that's one of the things that they enjoy. The tobacco, every now and then, I think the Impus actually like it. Um, it seems to have more, kind of like when you offer the cigar. It's the tobacco cologne, the tobacco 1800. It seems to be, to me, it still has that same kind of protective vibe. Okay, it does not smell like tobacco. Okay, so let me put that out there. It doesn't smell like tobacco. It doesn't smell like cigars or anything. But it just has like I said, it just has a different kind of scent. It gives you a different kind of energy yourself. One of the colognes that they actually enjoy. Let's see what else we have. What else? I'm trying to be kind of quick, so this is not real long. Arbor Camino. Okay, this is one of those colognes. Arbor Camino means opener of the way. This is one of the colognes that the Impus like. Got to be kind of careful with it because you got to be specific. Impus are, from my experience, can be a little tricky. They're very protective, but they can be a little tricky. They're very playful. You don't want the wrong thing to be opening up just for for them to laugh at, type of deal. Okay, so you'll kind of get the idea what I mean by that. 7 potencias or siete potencias, which is 7 powers. This is basically like a 7 African powers cologne. Usually, as you can see, I don't really use a whole lot of this. This has been around for a little bit. That's really more of a cologne, kind of like a general purpose, a cologne that I use to thank them. Okay, kind of like the 7 African powers candle. If you have that 7 African powers candle, it's basically consists of 7 colors. Even though we work with 9 natural, okay, they get the hint. They understand that. But it honors them, okay? And that's pretty much the same way when I use that cologne, same idea. It's like just to honor them, okay? This is violet water, aguas violetas. This is basically one of the fragrances that you use for children, okay? And when I'm saying children, I'm talking about, little children, niños. This really, because a lot of colognes, it can be too harsh. This is really light, okay? And when we use this, okay, I'm trying to think, the spirits that I know that like this, offset spirits like this, and best spirits like this, okay? And whenever you spray this on your child, okay, when you spray it, you spray it and you kind of, spray it on your hands and then rub it around them. That's pretty much how how we go in here and do it. Spray it on your hands, rub it around, rub it in your hands, do you say your prayer or say your invocation or so, and rub it on your child, from head to toe. I've seen it go in here and it attracts those spirits. It attracts offset spirits. It attracts those best spirits that watch out for your kids. Okay, you might want to give it. If you got kids, there you go. Okay. Let's see what else. Here we have Derric Way. Okay, Derric Way. This is a real strong herb that basically let me rephrase that. This is a cologne that is used to go ahead and remove, just remove stuff. All right. You can see I don't use a whole lot of it because, like I told you before, I don't deal with that low stuff. I don't deal with low, a whole lot of low energy things like that. There are spirits. The last time I used it, I could sense that the spirit was there. I knew it was a negative. Not a negative, but knew it was a low spirit. Because you get that sign. Your hair stands up on your, it stands up on your neck. Your spidey sense goes off, type of deal. So I knew it was a low spirit, and I remember when I told the spirit, when I went in here and I encountered them, I told the spirit, hey, okay, and I knew why they were there. And I said, this is not the proper way of going in here and trying to get, elevated. I said, you have to go through the proper channels. All right. And the proper channels is what I explained to you. All right. They had to go through that empu. They had to go empu. The empus go ahead and they open the way that way. Okay. And from the empus, they go to, they go to whatever nature that is going to help them, whatever spirit and spirit guides are going to help them. Okay. After I went ahead and I firmly told that spirit that, spirit went ahead and left. I went back, sprayed this, put this in a little spritzer, one of these little bottles, sprayed it in the corners, hit the corners of the house and everything, hit all the corners, and that was it. And how did the spirit went ahead and it went through the proper channels. How did I know that spirit was there? I can sense it. And plus I did a reading and it was like it was there. Okay. And kind of also to let you know, like I said, the same way in which we got to do work, spirits got to do work. Okay. And if they're coming at a low, they gotta, this one of the things about my eyes is that you got to learn, you got to earn your way. Okay. And death does not eliminate that. You still got to earn your way. So when you have those spirits who are basically, like I said, they're coming to you like that. That's all they're wanting. They want to earn their way. And that's, I don't know. I do know, but I'm not going to go into it because it's a long process. How the spirits go ahead and they work those things out, how they have to earn their way and earn their keep and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting, but like I said, that'll be another video. But anyway, like I said, that is for the most part most of the colognes that I go ahead and I use. Okay. I use this one right here. This is Arasa con todo, and basically this means destroy everything. As you can see, I've had this bottle, I can't tell you how long I've had this bottle, but as you can see, it's still sealed. And that's the reason why, this is what I'm saying, if you're dealing with spiritual stuff, if you're dealing with some real spiritual development, you really shouldn't see any real low spirits who are coming in to just, cause all kind of havoc and everything. You really shouldn't see that. If you do, it's because you're dealing with some low stuff. Okay, you got some low stuff that's going on and you need to call in some reinforcement. This will help. This will go ahead and it will, throw this in a little bit of your, a little bit of your, some spiritual bath. Throw down a little bit of a bucket of water along with some ammonia, and get the washing. It'll get rid of it. Okay, now. That is pretty much, like I said, those are most of the colognes that I use. There's a whole lot of others. I haven't been inspired to actually get all those, all these different colognes and everything. I only know about these because it was like after I went in here and I got it, spirits was like, hey, give you that inspiration, go ahead and I get it, and it's like, boom, it's working. Okay, so like I said, just wanted to go ahead and let you know about that. You can use those colognes most of the time. When I go ahead and I use them, like I said, I use it as an offering, and I also, if I put in a little spritzer, if I'm refreshing my glasses and everything, I'll go ahead and I'll even spray it in the air. You know, just spray it in the air because they want the fragrance, to permeate throughout the house or so. Okay. Again, I found this to be effective, especially if you're doing it like every once a week. Okay, it sets the tone of what your altar space is going to be, and so that regardless of our homes are always going to be visited by all types of spirits. But if the tone is set that your altar space is going to be, this is for spiritual development, okay, this is for spiritual elevation, all right, once that tone is set and it's established, it don't matter what kind of spirits come in, okay, they'll know, oh, okay, I can go here like a moth to a flame. Oh, okay, I can go here to go ahead and get a little bit of elevation, to get a little bit of light, so I can see where I'm making my mistakes and I can go ahead and correct myself and move on, okay? Or, like I said, the spirits can go ahead and they can come through to help you with, doing doing all kind of stuff, help you with healing, help you with studying, help you with, learning different things. That's what they're for. That's what they're there for. Okay. All right. So, again, like I said, if you got any questions, comments, and suggestions, feel free to drop me a line. What else? Until next time. All right. Thanks again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. That's what I was going to tell you. Until next time. Like I said, don't forget to go ahead. Some of you've been hitting me up with the survey, with the questionnaire, and I really appreciate it. Make sure that you go ahead and you see the survey link and, answer those. And if you got any questions, again, questions, comments, or suggestions, go ahead and feel free, drop me a line. Until next time, Hetchapoo, peace.
Don't pretend it, baby.